Fam Clothing. We are an urban fashion brand. We deal with hoodies, jackets, sweatpants, backpacks. As for my daily role, I deal with design, branding, production, and marketing. Yeah, basically the whole platform from production to sales. Yeah. 2011, because actually we started the hand painting t-shirts in 2009, but that time it was a hustle. It was more of get money for a certain period, at least to survive, because I was in university at that time, so just money to pocket money. So as I grew and understanding the business and reading actually success stories of big brands, that's when I decided I think Kenya we can actually have a big brand. Because also that time I remember when I was in high school, the biggest brand I used to know in Kenya was Fundi Frank. And then I was like, Kenya, we can actually have our own like Adidas or Nike. So I decided, let me just try it and see. And that was actually 2011. That's when it said that this is not to be supposed to be a hustle. Let it be a serious business. From building brands, checking quality, etc. Yeah. First, when we started, actually we were just doing on order. And we realized actually most of our clients were contacting us from Lavington, Westlands, and CBD. That's where most deliveries were. And then when we got a chance to get a shop which was on consignment and Westlands, we since we had an agreement with the guy from the shop, he used to give us feedback on what clients are saying. We know most clients actually are even buying from Westlands and CBD. And another thing now, CBD and Westlands, the distance is minimal. So this was the most convenient place, at least, to operate Wan Fam Clothing. Yeah. It has affected business in actually a positive way, since now as I said, the clients are mostly around here, so from time of purchase to delivery is become shorter. Number one. Number two, in terms of the goodness with Westlands is, I think it's like it's a form of many business in one place. Now that's a good thing. So from here you can see the infrastructure is good, provision of internet and everything. We started in Greenfield. Now we've moved to Buruburu. The factory is now in Buruburu. It's near Tuskys. The daily runnings, we have 8 fundis, the ones for bags, jackets, everything. But if the order is big, mostly corporate orders, because we maintain our own retail. They're the ones to deal with corporate orders where they need thousands of items. We usually get people to work overtime. Some people work overnight or work on Sunday to reach the lead time which has been given by companies. Yeah. For the initial capital, it was from my savings, which I just put in the business. But as the business grew, we needed more money. So the first thing I did, I was in university, I actually approached one of my classmates. Their dad was looking for youth to invest in. So he told me how much money I need. I said 100,000. That 100,000, I didn't break it down, because that time I didn't know anything about business. I didn't break it down what I'm going to use it for. I just thought, since I usually use 30, if I say 100 and he gives me 70, I'm still good. So that's when he emailed me back and told me there's no business plan. Yeah, I went back, read about business plans, sent it back to him, and then he asked me one question. This thing we've told you, okay, I've broken down, you're selling t-shirts, khaki pants, capes. How sure are you people are going to buy? And then, to me, I was sure they're going to buy, but I didn't have any backup to it. And that's when he said, okay, he's not sure about the business plan, he threw it away. And then now I started approaching classmates. Used to have these guys who used to get help, but they never used to use their help money. So they used to give me 10,000. I do some bags, they give them back 2,000 profit, so they get 12,000. Slowly like that, slowly. And I've grown like that, approaching people I know, or people who have referred to me. They give me money, we put in, and we split slowly like that. And then from there, through banks, I've gotten a loan from a bank, paid it back, slowly like that. And then now, when it came now the bigger picture, which was last year, now we needed more money. That's when I started approaching venture capitalists, applied for Lions Den, stuff like that. I didn't get the deal, but I didn't get the people I wanted to invest, but so far so good. For daily runnings, it's me, and this like Victor, the shop manager. He manages all sales, deliveries. He's at the shop. I have another partner. He's called James Mumbo. Him is good in marketing, media research. So he's the one who does all our social media checks. And now I have a team of tailors who, them, they day-to-day running. We have production doing every day. Them, they are the ones who deal with production. But every item has to go through me for quality control before it reaches the client or comes to the shop. First, social media. Social media has been one of the biggest, even that's where we started, and it's still one of our biggest way to market. Second, word of mouth. Because before we joined social media, word of mouth was how clients used to know about us. Someone used to call and say, I've been given your number by this and this, you like the t-shirt, could you do for us? So word of mouth has a big right now. And then after social media, we went into approaching celebrities. So celebrities used to wear our stuff during interviews, music videos, and that's how we grew. Currently, we are still doing the social media. The word of mouth is doing great. And right now, we still want now to focus on online, minus the social media, maybe Google Ads. We want to set up our own online store, stuff like that. There's one called Young Entrepreneurs years back. We did a t-shirt party in Westlands. Currently, events we do Koroga. Okay, we only do 3 events: Koroga, Nairobi Fashion Market, and Blankets and Wine currently. Because that's after we realized that's actually where our target market is. So we decided to focus on that. That's what we do yearly as per events. One clicking moment was when we were doing, Kenya was turning 50 years, so we did 1963 collection. It's on December. Then we did a shoot on Friday. We took it to the shop, and then we asked the photographer to give us one photo, since it takes like 2 days to edit photos due to his workload. We used that one photo, we posted it. By Monday, we had actually sold the whole collection. That's what was one clicking moment. The second one was when CNN approached us to feature us on their African startup. Actually, I kept postponing for like a month the meeting because I was sure that's not CNN. I thought it was just some Kenyan trying to look for a way to market his own brand or something. Yeah, so that was the second one. And thirdly, it's actually the clients themselves are the ones who actually has convinced us. Because sometimes when you release a collection, you put a timeline. Because you can't sell the same thing for a year. Once a client has bought, he comes back like, what new thing do you have? So if you put like 3 months for a collection or 2 and you get sold out in 1 month, to us it's a plus. That means people have seen, people are actually giving us a reason to continue to do what we were doing in the first place. Actually, I didn't know it was going to be that successful. I wanted to do something patriotic, because it's hard to make something that someone will spot and say it's Kenyan without putting the Maasai. But now the Maasai print is not actually. It can be in Tanzania, it can be in Uganda. The Kitenge was being overused, so I didn't do it. So I wanted something someone can just see and say, this is Kenya. I kept postponing, but then when Kenya was turning 50, there was all this from the government, from institutions, trying to celebrate how Kenya is turning 50. So I was like, this can be a good platform to actually release what I was planning to release. So I took the Maasai fabric, mixed it with the fleece to do hoodies and pants, and I branded 1963 in Roman numbers, which actually some people actually didn't know 1963 in Roman numbers. But after that, I wasn't, the plan wasn't actually to focus on it. It was to do something that would be Kenyan. But now, through that, actually, people actually do care about something made in Kenya. So it was actually it was a win-win actually for us. Yeah. Yeah, actually most of our collection are usually limited edition. We rarely do collections for just everyone. Yeah, and one of the reasons was getting fabric in Kenya was hard. So you get fabric that can make maybe 50 pieces only. So actually we ended up doing limited edition, not by circumstance, not by choice. And then slowly we realized, but it's a good thing because number one, you don't have dead stock. Number two, Kenyans have this thing of they don't want to wear something that everyone wears. So by having limited edition, they feel unique. You get. So it was it's something we're going to do, but we want to do another Kenyan college similar to 1963, but we are trying to look around a certain theme. Yeah, because we don't want just to make it to sell, but we wanted to use it to from the concept of the design to marketing to the clothes itself, something that you unite Kenyans, not just okay, I bought a jumper, that's it. I have a lot of, even I still do up until now. Like you do collection when you're actually doing the design, you're like, hey, are you sure someone's going to buy something like this? You get. Now sometimes you make stuff you yourself, you don't see it, you can't see how people are going to respond to it, because you're making it because you like it, but how are you convincing yourself that 200 people out there are going to like the same thing? So the fear of failure has always been there. Another fear of failure was way back. We were buying fabric because before I used to do quality control. So like a few months into the business, I bought fabric, I made some jackets, and then after that time we were selling on consignment, and then I get a call. The guy from the shop is like, people are returning the jackets. I'm like, why are they returning? Someone washed the jackets and it shrunk by almost 50%. So someone who bought medium is now small. So I had to recall all the jackets. Even the guys who had bought, I had to tell the people who hadn't washed, I had to recall them. At that moment, I felt like now that's how the brand is going to die. I was like, now these jackets are just going to mess everything up. But through it, that's how I went and read about quality control. Wash the fabric, check out. Just don't believe everything you're being sold. Check those small stuff. So those are some of the fears of failure. And even up until now, I still have the same fears. But those are the fears that actually make you push. Because if you do something without fear, you're just going to move until you do. Through fear, this is my limit, this is what I should do, this is what I should not do. Yeah. For us, especially if you're manufacturing everything here, number one is the costs are really high. Because from electricity, from just getting licenses to operate, trademarking the names, the capital you have to put into startup is serious. Like me, I thank God that I had to start with one T-shirt and grow like that, rather than get 1 million from someone, put it and now learn by losing money. So at least I started from 5,000 trade, 10,000 like that. So I went up trying as you go on. So for us, number one, fabric availability is a serious challenge, because you see something, you want to make it, but you don't have fabric to make it. So you actually, like us up, we have collections for like the next 5 years we have, but some of the fabrics are not here. Some of the machines, just getting them here is really expensive. So and now, unfortunately, since we're in the more of the product industry where you have to buy fabric first before you make, it becomes a really big challenge for us. Yeah. Actually, it was 16 to 30. Now we are 16 to 35. Because actually we expanded at least our portfolio to include other people. When we were doing events, like I remember when you're doing at MBA Fest, most of our clients who came to buy our CEOs, managing directors, like that's when I realized actually we can actually go up to 40. Because we got people who are 45 who are buying our products. Because people who are traveling, they buy different. The youth are buying the hoodies and the vests and the rucksacks. So, but our target market was 16 to 35. But we've ended up expanding to other demographics. Yeah. Number one, me, I usually usually tell people, you do what you love. Okay, because Kenyans, as we are hustlers, today you are selling this, today you are doing, even since I was a kid, there used to be these numbers, you like ask for plumber, tailor. That one guy does like 10 million jobs. Kenyans are usually like that. We do many things. Even university, I used to see people, they do. Me, I started with many people in fashion. Like, I think 8 out of 10, they have stopped. Because they didn't go into that because they loved what they do. They were like, okay, people are loving hoodies, me, I should try this. And then they move. So when you love what you do, when the challenges came, they don't hurt you the same way they'll hurt if you are gambling. You get, you do what you continue and you learn as you go on. Because it's actually better to continue that than move back and start another one. Another thing you need to is like patience. Because the industry won't just respond to you because you love what you do. You'll assume everyone has to see things through your eyes. You'll try something, people won't actually like it at all. But you yourself, you believe it's a good thing. So you try to understand, why don't they love it? What can I put in this to make something that actually they love? You can actually end up changing one small thing and it makes a big difference. Like us when we were doing the bags. The response of the bag, the travel bags, was good, but it wasn't that good. So what we did, we told the shop, from the guy who was selling our item, we told him, if a client buys a bag or complains about a bag, just write down whatever they will need a bag to have. And everything we took all that address from the client and we put it on our bags. We have put studs in the bottom of the bags. We added an accessory bag for ladies who want to put lip balm, earphones, everything. We put that longer strap for guys who wants to carry them across the shoulder, and the response was good. So sometimes you see your product's not bad. You just need to twist it a bit to make it better for the market. Number one, whatever you learn, and since you've paid for it actually, and you've put a lot of time into it, think of how it's going to help you or someone close to you, rather than thinking of how you'll get a job and apply the same knowledge. Because I was reading a story of this lady. She was doing a bank job. I think she quit, and then she found a friend who was starting a business but does no business skills. She approached me like, "Me can be a business partner because me I know the business, I know accounting, I know everything." And now they're doing their margins are really good. You see, how she found a way of putting the knowledge she got just to something rather than send CVs and wait for. So that's the same thing. If you've gotten the knowledge, but there is no job, but you can actually apply it to whatever you do every day. Because actually that's what we do every day. We apply knowledges we've gained. Like just speaking is a knowledge we get through school, home. So anything you get at the end of the day, just use it to find a way to survive. Yeah. During interviews, I'm usually asked, are you a fashion designer? I usually say no. I think I'm just someone who likes business who is in fashion. Yeah. And it's actually true because me, I've started sometimes they usually say there's a quote Steve Jobs says that sometimes you don't look at your life forward, you look at your life backwards. So when you reach somewhere, that's when you notice, whatever I was doing years back, actually it's making sense now. Me, I started in high school, we used to buy those box of biscuits and sell them. We used to buy them at 150, there were 300 pieces each. We sell them at a shilling, you make 150. We buy magazine, make magazine cut out, sell to matatus. As in it's when I reach here, that's when I realized actually I used to learn businesses ever since. So from there, actually I've applied the same to Wan Fam. I did engineering. Now at least I'm good with numbers through engineering. And that's the same thing I usually put in business. So slowly I've understood business. I've understood the fashion industry just because I'm in the fashion industry. But at least I've understood business here until now. And I want to still understand more because I learn things every day. Yeah. As you said, you actually end up spending less time with people. Like for me, you see now, since it was a startup now growing, you can't say you work from 8 to 5. You work when the client, you believe the client wants to, like if someone calls for a meeting on Sunday, you go on Sunday. You can't say, you see me, I only work between. So the social life, it's almost out. And then another thing is you slowly start filtering people without even your knowledge. You notice, me, I would like to understand something about photography. I'd like to understand something about business. You'll slowly notice you spend more time with people who understand business, photography, because that's what you know. That's the knowledge you want, and you don't choose to put your friends aside. The business, slowly your lifestyle chooses for you the path you want to go. But for encouragement, I've gotten a lot of encouragement from friends, from family, especially family. Support also from friends, because even the one family, I chose the one family because it was literally one family. It was me, friends who were buying, my brother's friends, my sister's friends, my mother's friends. So it was all our whole family. So that already is like an encouragement. Someone maybe might not tell you, hey, continue what you're doing, but then by buying your item, they're basically supporting you. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Freakonomics. So for Freakonomics, it's all about numbers. They made me understand that statistics actually make sense. You see, how much are you spending? How much are you making? Through numbers you can understand. Like right now, if I was remaining maybe with money just to make one collection, which collection will I choose? Will it be bags? I'll have to use numbers. I'll see people are actually responding to hoodies, so I'll put my money there because the numbers are telling me that Think and Grow Rich was just a way to understand how the rich play their game. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, same story. But me mostly, actually, I end up, because since I don't read a lot of books in business nowadays, because it's basically someone's perspective, of viewing the world and the business. So what I read a lot is articles about the businessmen, and from their personality to how they do business. I read like every Monday I have to read an African success story. If it Forbes, was it any article like about Africa specifically, to see, because nowadays there's like our media rarely focuses on people, Kenyans who how they have made it, etc. So but when you go online, you get like Forbes has, there was an article, Forbes under 30, it has like 20 Kenyans, and you're like, how come I've never known about these guys? And they're not the big guys. So that's where I focus to gain my knowledge from, because it's at least it's not biased. Number one, fashion, especially fashion, people should learn more of collaborating with each other, or just Kenyan to Kenyans, because you'll notice you get to know new skills you never got. Me, I've approached people to do whatever collaborations in terms of collections, many people, but to them, you see, they are tried, you feel that tension, like it's not a good idea, and then they approach you once you do it. You see, that's not a really a good mentality, because at the end of the day, would you rather make 100,000 alone or make 500,000 with someone else? Yeah, you get. So growing together is actually, and in fashion, it's close to zero. There is no support at all. In terms of entrepreneurship, the same thing. You just collaborate with people. The goodness of that generation is, unlike the previous generation where a doctor used to know doctors, a teacher used to know teachers. Right now, if you look at your friends, you know a doctor, you know a lawyer, you know a business person. So everything you need is just next to you. You need anything, the legal thing about, can ask your lawyer friend. You need anything about fashion, you can call and say, Jeff, may need to understand this. So the goodness of our generation, we know everyone. So why don't we just use it for more than just a social life? At least to learn and grow and be even better entrepreneurs than we actually are right now. So as I said, when we started, the clients we used to get were people we know, people who clients used to, or someone who has bought wood. People used to call it, I've been given your number by, or I saw something from you. So it was actually like it was a connection through people. It was like one family. So we just twisted the ones, the ONE to one to WAN family.